about hat bands? I see a lot of different kinds of hat bands. Are people interchanging those more and more, or what do you see in that area?
Um, there's an increase in the use of hat bands, but not near as much as there was 30 years ago. But I see the trend increasing to where people are adding different colored hat bands and a little more decorative hat bands to add a little different, make their hat look a little different from everybody else's.
So what do you recommend? Okay, this guy gets his hat, and you said he's a team roper, right? So he's going to
Right.
be in the dust. He's going to sweat. What do you recommend for, cleaning?
Um, we just use a simple hat cleaning sponge that we usually give everyone when they purchase a hat, and you use it to knock your dust off. It works quite well, and it'll bring your hat back to just like new. Um, there is a point where on your higher end hats, you can send them back to the hatter and actually get the fur re-washed, a new sweatband, a new lining put in, and reshaped again. But generally, you keep your dust off it, try and keep oil and liquids off it, and you'll be in pretty good shape. One of the most important things we see, though, is we always want a hat to lay like this when you're not using it, and you have to lay it down for a short period of time. You'd lay it like that, and it ruins your brim. If you lay it like this, it doesn't hurt your crown, and it's great. There's an old horse show rodeo tradition that says if you lay your hat the wrong way, all your luck will fall out and you won't win that day.
So aside from laying it on it's the crown, basically, when you're not wearing it, what about people that are traveling to different horse shows and they maybe put them in a case or, I mean,
Okay, so
what about storing them?
number one, don't ever put them anywhere where they're going to get too hot. If the tack room in your horse trailer is going to get too hot, keep them in your pickup. And then number two, you have to use the right kind of case. There's good cases and bad cases. The right kind, hold your hat up on a little stand inside the case so your brim keeps its slope. So this is basically, there's your crown, there's your shape. This is a hat that I'm pretty sure is going to make this young team roper happy. Something a little different. So there's your brick crown. Here's your brim, your team roping style brim. And this hat is also a good hat if you're actually out working cattle in bad weather or in bad sunshine, rain. It's got a wider brim. It'll keep the elements off you better. Happens to be a really sunny day. Even if it's cold, you can get too much sun, get sunburn, get skin cancer. So it's one of the reasons to leave your brim a little wider if you're wearing your hat and actually working in it. We can do this. We can make a straw hat look exactly like this too. It has to be a good quality straw hat, but we can, with this new steamer, we can get enough steam in a straw hat to put any shape in it you want. This hat's not finished. This is what I would call a Western pleasure hat. The sides are very high. It's a narrow square front. Just a little dressier or less obvious cowboy hat that they wear a lot for Western pleasure. And like I said, it's not quite finished. We're working on it for a customer. And here's a hat we're working on. This would be more for a cutting horse man. A little wider through here, but still up on the sides. Still your basic traditional rancher crown, though. And here's your long-standing George Strait style hat. This is the same style hat George has worn for 50 years, and a lot of people admire George Strait, including me, and they want to look like him. Here's a hat that looks like George Strait. This is what I would call a traditional rancher, a little bit more upslope, but everything fairly broad in the brim. Traditional rancher crease in the crown. This would be a working cowboy hat for especially a little bit more mature gentlemen. Younger people tend to have a little more flair and be a little wilder with their hats, but this is a traditional rancher cowboy hat right here. You know, if you have a fuller face, you definitely want it wider in the front. But you can do that with a Western pleasure hat. Say someone truly has a fuller face. This is a lot wider than a young, skinny person would wear. It would be much narrower right here. Okay, here's a hat. Be very, very close to what a reining horse guy would wear. Pretty high up, pretty square in the front. The squareness, again, depends on the individual's face. But this is pretty similar to what a reining guy would wear right here. So, and there are so many colors of hats today. You pick a pair a lot of times or pick a color a lot of times it goes with your chaps. You pick a color you like. Black's still probably the #1 seller, but there's a lot of browns and tans that sell. And your traditional silver belly or silver sand is growing in sales again. It's the same. A lot of guys are coming in and say, I want a hat the same color my dad wore. And that's a silver belly. So,
What about for parents with kids who are, you know, maybe just getting into showing or riding or performing, whatever? And the kids are obviously growing out of their hats. What's an economical but really good looking hat or popular hat maybe that a lot of kids can wear without breaking the bank?
Okay, so in that case, anyone generally under age 14, unless they're really going to some really high-class shows, really expensive shows, we do recommend a wool hat that will last for a year, and then they can throw it away and get a better one. Generally, after age 14, your head's through growing. Then you can spend the money on a fur felt, and in the long run, the money you spend on a fur felt will really save you money because the hat will last so much longer.
And so if people buy a hat here, you'll show them how to clean their hat, how to care for their hat, all of that stuff when they buy it, right?
We absolutely will give instructions when they purchase it, and we'll also ask our customers to please come back, let us touch up your hat, make sure everything's going good a couple different times, just to give them the best value for the hat they purchased at the Silver Spur.